Hi guys, Zach here with another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. In this game, I'm playing a free-for-all match on the map Innocence. I'm starting in the bottom left position, playing as the Allies. Now this is a pretty good position to start from, because what happens when you have 6 players on this map in a free-for-all, you tend to get 3 players start on the left side of the map, and 3 players start on the right side of the map. And what that means is the person who starts in the middle left and the middle right are at a big disadvantage. So we're going to see if that's the case, but that's usually what happens. So starting in the bottom left position puts me in a decent position because it means I'm unlikely to get attacked early on. Unless it's from that middle player, but if the middle player does attack me, they'll be leaving themselves wide open from an attack at the top of their base. And we can see orange there with the infantry, with the rocket men, just firing on those troops. What's good at this stage though is I've got a lot of visibility, and that means I'm going to be able to see whatever orange are doing and see what's going on in their base, and that just gives me a good tactical advantage. And I'm going to go for quite an economic approach because I'm going to bank on orange not attacking me, and that means I'm going to be able to expand my economy a little bit more than maybe if I was starting in the middle left position. And we'll just take a look up and see what they've got. Orange have got quite a few infantry. I'm going to make sure my entrances are well protected. I don't think they don't look like they're going to attack though, so that's quite a good thing. And now I'm going to be moving my next ore truck to the ore patch below my base, so I'm mining off 2 ore patches, which is going to make it last longer. And now I'm going to be building my second war factory. I've got quite a good economy going, and those orange troops are getting a little bit closer, so he's been a little bit more aggressive. But if you want to do an infantry attack, it's a little bit late now because I do have my tanks out, and those tanks will be able to squash those infantry. And what I'm doing now is I'm moving that infantry just towards the middle of the map, and I'm just getting visibility on that ore patch there because that's where I want to expand to. There will be no players on that ore patch at this stage. It should be a safe move, hopefully. Now, I don't want to be too aggressive against the middle player on the middle left, and the reason is if I charge in and take out all his buildings and destroy orange, I'll lose some tanks doing that, and then the player who's playing in the top left will have an advantage over me because they'll be fresh, they won't have used up any of their units. So that's sort of like a tactical play here. I am leaving orange on purpose. But what's happening now is I am building up my medium tank numbers, and orange is using heavy tanks of course because he is the Soviets. And now that I've got my third ore refinery down, I'm going to be getting another ore truck. And with it being so quiet, it's given me a chance just to build my economy, and I'm going to be getting another ore refinery so I can start using it on that ore patch just above my base, sort of towards the middle. And I think that's going to sort of like annoy orange a little bit. But there's green, and green look like they're attacking, and red are out of the game. Red must be on the other side of the map. So red are out of the game, and green are going for the attack on orange. We'll have to keep a close eye on this because it might be the ideal time after this to go for the attack. But green on orange. But orange have enough numbers. I'm just going to pull back. I was going to go in there, but it looked like orange had the better defence, and they were able to repel green's attack. So green has made it clear they're going to be going for orange, and what we're doing is we're just waiting back. Because in free-for-alls, it is a good idea to get rid of the players near you, but you do need to hold back a little bit and just sometimes play the smart game and don't charge into everyone, because what you end up doing is losing all your tanks and then getting taken out. And we can see that green have got orange's construction yard, and now I'm going to go in for the attack. It looks like I've got a lot more tanks than green. I've also got using medium tanks and none of those light tanks. That means green's tanks are going to have low HP, the light tanks anyway. Green's of course, using a mix. And we can see that orange has no buildings left that can produce units, so I don't have to worry about them. Now green's falling back. He doesn't have enough units. The fight is going pretty well for me. And we're just going to try and charge into the base. I don't think they're going to have enough units to defend. And while we're doing this, I've also taken the time to build some extra MCVs. And having those extra construction yards is going to allow me to build up my base more quickly. Now it's the fight against green. We can see green's tanks. They're falling quite quickly. He's now trying to build a turret. Turrets do quite a bit of damage against tanks, but when I've got this many more than green, it's not going to make any difference. And green is in real trouble. We're going to now start taking out his production buildings, and we'll also go for his economy. So as soon as we take out that war factory, he's got 3 war factories actually, that's quite a lot at this stage in the game. We'll take out the other 2, and that will mean he's not able to build any tanks for a little while until he builds another one. But we're going to take out his construction yard as well, and that's his tank ability to build tanks just gone from the game. And even if he goes for a dive on my base, even though he doesn't really have the tanks to do it's not going to matter too much because I do have an extra construction yard. And orange is out of the game. And there I've got my 3rd construction yard up, which means I'm going to have a pretty fast building speed on buildings.
Construction complete. Unit ready.
And yeah, I'll just place that there and start building another ore refinery. Just actually looking at my ore, that was probably a little bit of a mistake, but I'll just get my economy set up there. And I'll need to build more war factories. And we can see green are now out of the game, and that's going to give me the opportunity to expand a lot more to that top part of the map. And now I'm going to be building that extra war factory because, as you can see, I'm really stacking up that ore. And that's what happens when you sort of like do this multi-MCV maneuver. And green and pink, Mia is coming in with a lot of light tanks, and that is a tremendous number. And now I'm going to have to fight this. Right, so I'm in a bit of a tricky position. I needed to build that extra war factory a little bit earlier. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be trying to defend with my medium tanks here, sort of doing a bit of delay tactics and also building up some of my defences along the middle area of the map, because we can see at the moment Mia has got a lot more than I have. And we had an extra 2 MCVs, so building those MCVs means we have fewer tank numbers at this point in time. And we can see Mia now advancing with the light tanks, and she's also got some mediums there as well and pushing forwards. But what we do have is we do have a fast building speed, so we're going to be able to build some defences quite quickly, and we're starting to be able to whittle those tank numbers down. And the question is, can we make a stand here, or is Mia going to push us back into our base? It looks like Mia's pulling back for the time being, but that's just to regroup, and I'm sure they're going to go on the attack again. Now we're getting these MCVs to the top left position. And what I'm going to be doing is just obviously using these ore patches. And once I've deployed these MCVs, I'm also going to have a faster build speed on buildings. Now that I've got 4 war factories, I'm going to be using that ore a bit more quickly. And as you can see, it's already dropping into the 3Ks, because I think it was like about 7 or 8 when it was at its max. Of course, I've lost some of my economy in the middle of the map, so that's going to hurt a little bit. Although I've just got another ore truck and ore refinery there. And there's Mia's tanks circling a little bit around. And I've also got a construction yard to the right. And what I'm trying to do at the moment is just get my MCVs spread across the map, collecting more ore. The more ore I can collect, the better my chances are of taking this fight. Because we can see Mia does have a really good number, and it looks like Mia must have a good economy going in a base.
Building. Unit ready.
And I think Mia's got more tanks than I have, but we'll just have to wait to see how the engagement goes when it happens. And now you can see I'm going to build another war factory, but my economy is obviously not going so well. And now we're trying to engage. What I don't want is I don't want Mia to go for my outer bases, so this is sort of like a little bit of a delay tactic. And there's a good number of pink tanks there, and it might be a little bit more than I can handle at this point, but I am getting this extra war factory, which is going to increase my building speed more, because we can see my ore starting to stack up since I've got those extra ore refineries. And now the fight's happening. The only downside of having a fight here is it is going to use up some of that ore on this middle patch that I'm mining from, but it's worth, we have no choice. And let's see how this goes. It looks like our tank numbers are almost even at this point. Maybe Mia's got the slight advantage actually in the number here, but as our economy improves, and we've obviously, I think we've got 5 war factories, so that is a good number. So we should be producing tanks really quickly. But you can see well, I was going to say I was struggling at all because I only had about 500 left, but that's just shot up again. And now we've got our base defences helping my tanks out. I'm getting some turrets in there because they do decent damage against tanks, but we can see that middle ore patch just getting absolutely destroyed, and Mia definitely has the better tank numbers. But as I get more turrets up, it should start hopefully being able to take out some of those medium tanks and reduce that bulk. I do have a great building speed, but you can see my tank forces have almost been totally wiped out, and I'm just relying on the fast building speed now to try and build them back up. But as time goes on, as Mia's tanks get closer, there's more turrets, and I think Mia's starting to destroy our base defences now, and now going for the ore refinery. And we do want to keep that war factory up and going. But you can see my economy is starting to struggle a little bit to keep up with this, and Mia's still got a good number of tanks, but I think that tank number's starting to even out now, and we might be able to start to push back that. Obviously those the large number of war factories for us might be starting to kick in, and we've also got a good economy in multiple places on the map. And it depends, if Mia hasn't spread out of her economy, what might start to happen is she might start to lose economy in certain parts of her base, and that's going to hurt her in the long run. But as you can is happening now, we're still struggling to keep our tank numbers up. And we're starting to need to fall back again, but we have managed to get some more turrets up and some more base defences. But those number of medium tanks is good, and it's starting to tear through our base defences, and this isn't looking so good. And now Mia's going for the war factory, and it looks like that war factory is going to go down, and that is a bit of a blow for us. And that's going to slow down our building speed, so we can't build tanks as quickly. And now Mia's taking out those base defences, and what you can see now is that those base defences are almost all used up, and I'm sort of trying to build like a line of base defences just past this ore refinery. And now I've got an extra war factory, and I'm going to get another war factory on top of that, because you can see since our building speed has been decreased, we are starting to stack up ore. We've obviously got 11,000, which is far more than we need to have stacked, and that's what sometimes happens. And I think I've also started to stop building tanks there, so that hasn't helped. As you can see, Mia is on the push now. She's managed to getting through to my main, the more main parts of my base. So we're going to have to try and make a stand here. You can see it's sort of a bottleneck, and we'll have to see, is Mia going to be able to break through here, which she is starting to do right at this moment. But now we've got a lot more war factories, and we're starting to build our tank numbers up and our base defences again. And I don't think Mia's getting that many reinforcements like that. They're starting to trickle in, but we seem to be, hopefully we will be able to hold this position, because it's not looking too good for us. And what's going to happen is if Mia starts to hamper our economy at the top of the map, that's going to really hurt us later on. So let's see, can we hold here? That's the question. Is Mia going to be able to destroy those war factories as well? Because if those war factories get destroyed, that's a lot of building speed that's going to be reduced. And you can see now that my ore is out, so I'm just relying on those just to replenish it. But the fight goes on. It's medium tanks v medium tanks, and now Mia's starting to go for those extra war factories. So she's got one of those war factories down. I think that puts me down to about 5 or 4. I can't remember quite now, but we can see that Mia is going for the next ore refinery, and that's gone, the next war factory, and that's also gone down. So we're in a little bit of a tricky position here, and the fight continues on. It's just we're being slowly pushed back so far, and the question is, are we going to be able to turn it around? We do have, like, obviously we've spread our ore trucks over bases, so we're going to have to see how this works out long term. But right at this minute, it looks like Mia definitely has the upper hand, and we're being pushed back. Another war factory looks like it's going to go down, and this is quite bad for us. We're also looking at Cyan ore trucks there, which obviously Cyan's still in this game. I don't know to what extent Cyan's in, but it does look like they are mining and looking for ore, which indicates to me that there's not too much ore left on the right side of the map, and we're going to just have to hope that our ore reserves are going to last long enough. But we can see Cyan sort of in the middle, and now we're just trying to push through to Mia's base. We can see though that Cyan are mining off the same ore patches as Mia, so hopefully that is going to put a strain on Mia's economy and help us sort of get back into this game. And what I'm doing now is I'm just having a big look at Mia's base, and we're going to go for the construction yard, and it's been sold. I would believe though that Mia will have extra construction yards around, I would think. I think it's very highly unlikely that that's the only one, and we are correct because there is a construction yard at the bottom part of the map, so we're going to go for an attack on that as well, because if we start to take out the construction yards, that's going to mean Mia's going to probably want to build more. It's going to hurt her expansion, but we can see how many ore refineries Mia has in this in place, and but what we can also see is that the ore on these parts of the map is mostly used up, but now my medium tanks are sort of getting surrounded by pink tanks. Mia's got her army here, but it looks like we're being able to build our tank numbers up with that attack. And I have to say, I'm not too happy about Cyan using the ore patches at the top of my base, but there's not much I can do right at the moment, because Mia, you can see that Mia's got a pretty much a large force attacking us, and now I've just used this opportunity to build more war factories, and we can see Cyan has a large number of ore trucks. That means he's collecting a large amount of ore, and he'll be able to build a large number of tanks. And you can see we're sort of like defending this gap here. This is a bit of a bottleneck. We'll have to see if Mia tries to push through, but she will lose a lot of tanks if she does. And it looks like we have a good number of tanks here, and Mia's trying to push through this little gap, and we're going to get a very good trade, and that tank force of Mia's is going to get whittled down. Hopefully we can, yeah, but you can see that Mia's might be able to push through. I don't know if she's going to have enough tanks though. And we've got another war factory down. We're going to be building tank numbers quite quickly, and I think Mia has realised it's not quite working, and now is pulling back to that middle position. So now we're going to need to go for the attack again. We can see Mia isn't in as good position as maybe she was earlier on in the game, because we can see the ore patches on her side of the map have all been used up. So those tanks won't be able to be replenished like they could before. And you can see there, Cyan is sort of like getting a scouting tank. I think that's just to get some more visibility on the map, so you can see what's going on my side of the map. But the tide seems to be turning, and it looks like we're going to be able to push Mia back. So expanding our base, getting that really good economy, has really paid off. And you can see we're building base defences to try to destroy some of those Cyan some of those Cyan ore trucks, to stop him using up my ore on my side of the map. And you can see it's sort of working. Some of those ore trucks do look like they're on low HP and are getting taken out. So that's a bit of a win for us there. We're just trying to take out as many of those Cyan ore trucks as we can, and I think Cyan might have noticed and he might be pulling them back. But you can see that Pink's base is getting destroyed, and now Pink is selling up, and that's good game for Pink. But we still have Cyan in this game, and we're going to need to see what his army is going to be like, because as soon as Pink's defeated, I don't think Cyan was attacking Pink at all in this game. So we'll have to see what Cyan's army is like, because we can see it's held back at the moment, I think. Because I don't believe that that's all he's got. You can see still some of those ore trucks getting destroyed by my turrets. and I'm going to need to get a large power plant out here so I can see what's going on in other parts of the map. And we can see that Cyan does have some forces there, and I'm just going to take out that outer base that's sort of in the middle of my bases. But we can see that Cyan's tanks look like they're on the move. So I'll just destroy these buildings so you can't build any base defences like Teslas or anything like that. But you can see my tanks are there, and Cyan's starting to bring, he's got heavy tanks, a mix of heavy tanks and missile launchers. And we'll have to see how this fight goes. But it does look like he has a big army, and it does look like that army's a lot bigger than mine. I've obviously been in a big fight with Mia most of the game, and it looks like Cyan has been able to build up and create a big army. So it looks like I'm going to need to fall back at this point in time. And yeah, the thing is, what usually happens is usually you defeat your own side of the map. So I was planning on defeating the left side of the map and then fighting with the right side of the map once they'd cleared up. But obviously one of their Mia decided to attack me first. What that did mean, though, is because there were 2 players on the right side of the map, the ore did get used up more quickly, and that's what caused Mia to like run out of tanks, sort of run out of ore, and then she needed, and that's how we were able to sort of like win that battle eventually against her, because it was just a battle of attrition. And although she did have the upper hand for most of the battle, towards the end she ran out of ore, and then that was the end of that. Now what we're trying to do here is we're building some turrets, some base defences, and we're trying to lure Cyan into it, because Cyan does have the better number of tanks. So we'll have to see how much damage these turrets are able to do on Cyan. You can see that Cyan is sort of like localised to the right side of the map, so he currently doesn't have any ore left. But it's not looking too good here. We can see that Cyan is still able to push forward. He's able to get rid of some of those base defences, and my tank numbers are looking a lot worse, and it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to pull through here. And this is really bad, because most of the ore left is on this little patch here, and you can see that Cyan has managed to break through. My base defences are gone, and now Cyan's going for my buildings. He's going to go for my ore refineries, war factories and construction yard, and it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to win this, because Cyan's just got too much. And that's what sometimes happens in these types of games, in free-for-alls. What happen? You sort of like, I guess you sort of get locked in a fight, and if there's 3 players left on the map, one of those players is able to build up while the other 2 fight, and that's exactly what has happened in this game. You can see Cyan with all those tanks just ripping through my base. So there's only one real thing I can try at this point in time, and I'm just going to place that MCV there. And what I'm going to go for, yeah, you can see here I'm just getting absolutely wiped from this part of the map, and I'm just hoping to actually get a Tanya out. We'll have to see if that's achievable. I've just paused my tank production, because that's gonna, I do need some more, because I think I need to still build a tech centre if I'm going to be able to build a Tanya. So let's see if we have time to do this, because we can see that Cyan's tanks and missile launchers are coming down the map. So what we're going to do is we're just going to try, in a last-ditch attempt, to get a Tanya, run into the base, see what they've got. And if somehow they don't have any defences there or anything, then we might be able to run through the base and cause them a bit of hassle towards the end. It's just a long shot, but it's worth a try. It's not like we've got anything to lose, but you can see all the time we're losing a lot of buildings, and I'm just selling some now just so I can actually, I'm putting those tanks on hold just so I can actually get that Tanya out. We're going to build a barracks at this outer base here, just so it's a bit closer to their base, and we'll have to see if Cyan notices at all. So we're just waiting for that Tanya. You can see that Cyan is getting towards our main base, and he's got a load of tanks there. It's just a too big force to be able to deal with. What we'll do is we can also sort of move that MCV before those tanks get to it. So what we'll be doing is we'll be moving it to the bottom, like, right position, so Cyan can't see it. And let's see where at Tanya is.
Silos near.
So yeah,
Unit lost. Training.
yeah, we'll just build another one now. I don't know quite what happened to the I thought I had a Tanya there, but right, so we're building a Tanya. We're just hiding that MCV in the bottom right hand corner. He's playing as a Soviet, so he won't have full map visibility. It might be in a missile launcher that actually took Tanya out. So we'll try again this time. We can see those missile launchers going past, and now we're going to go for the run into Cyan's base. Let's see if we're able to take anything out and if he's got anything defending. So we can see his base there. What we'll do is we'll go for the power plants in case he has some Tesla coils further at the back. And you can see those missile launchers running past. We got that power plant out. We've got a war factory and now an ore refinery. And we're just seeing how much we can take out right at the moment. We're trying to not get squashed by those yeah, you can see he's seen me with those ore trucks. And the Tesla coil has taken me out. So that is good game. Yeah, so it was worth a try, but we sort of won the battle against Mia, but lost the war on that occasion. So thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed the video.